Aryna Sabalenka praised for improving one key area of her game and is backed to win the Australian Open. Aryna Sabalenka has already won her first tournament of the 2026 tennis season. Sabalenka won her first tournament of the year on Sunday, defeating Marta Kostyuk 6-4, 6-3 in the Brisbane International. As a result, Sabalenka has now won 5 of her last 8 tournaments to start the season. Sabalenka will, of course, have bigger goals in mind. After all, she is a 4-time Grand Slam champion who will be motivated to win her 3rd Australian Open title later this year. While Sabalenka is a superstar of the sport, she has been criticized in the past for losing her cool in the biggest moments, most notably during her 2025 French Open final loss to Coco Gauff. However, Elena Dementieva believes Sabalenka now has this aspect of her game under control. Elena Dementieva says Aryna Sabalenka has become much calmer. Elena Dementieva, a winner of 16 WTA Tour-level singles titles, including an Olympic gold medal at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, discussed Sabalenka's composure while speaking on First and Red. Aryna Sabalenka has actually been managing her emotions better in recent years, Dementieva began. She has become much calmer, and she is taking control. She can step out and lose concentration, give in to emotions, but then she pulls herself together again. She has learned to regulate these processes, and the fact that she is emotional, hot-tempered, just the way she is, I think that is why people love her. This is also her strong point. Because of this, she wins a lot. I think it's good that it's still there. The former world number 3 also weighed in on Sabalenka's Australian Open chances. She said, "Maybe. Yes, at the moment from what we have seen, even at these preparation tournaments, yes, there is a high probability that this will happen." Sabalenka won the Australian Open title in 2023 and 2024. She narrowly missed out on winning 3 consecutive titles, defeated in the 2025 final by Madison Keys. Who is Elena Dementieva? Alongside the likes of Alexander Zverev and Marcelo Rios, Dementieva is undoubtedly one of the best tennis players in history to have never won a Grand Slam tournament. The former world number 3 reached 2 Grand Slam singles finals during her career, the 2004 French Open and US Open. Dementieva was also an accomplished doubles player, reaching the US Open women's doubles final in 2002 and 2005. The Russian also won the 2002 WTA finals alongside Janette Huzarova. Dementieva retired from tennis in 2010 following her exit from the WTA finals in the group phase. After announcing her retirement, Dementieva told the crowd in Doha, "I would like to thank all the players for an amazing experience and some wonderful memories. It's very emotional. I would like to thank all the people around the world that have supported me throughout my career and especially my fan club. You were always there for me. No matter winning or losing, I could always feel your support, so thank you for your devotion. It's emotional saying goodbye to all of you. I will miss you." Vera Zvonareva, the former world number 2 who recently returned to competitive play, said, "I think I just wanted to say thank you. Russia is proud of you, proud to have you. What you've done for tennis in Russia, you've been a great inspiration, a role model for all the young kids for the past 10 years. You've done so much not only for Russian tennis, but for Russian sport." Aryna Sabalenka and the quiet revolution of control. There was a time when watching Aryna Sabalenka felt like standing too close to a thunderstorm. The power was intoxicating, the noise unavoidable, the outcome uncertain. Winners screamed off her racket with ferocity, but so did errors. Matches swung wildly on the axis of her emotions, her serve occasionally betraying her at the most cruel moments. She was box office but volatile, an artist of extremes. Now, as the Australian Open approaches and voices across the tennis world back her as a leading contender for the title, the narrative has subtly but decisively changed. Sabalenka is still powerful, arguably the most fearsome hitter in women's tennis, but she has added something far rarer than pace or strength. She has learned control. The key area of her transformation is not just technical, though technique plays its part. It is the serve, yes. But more importantly, it is what the serve represents: composure under pressure, trust in her mechanics, and belief in her ability to reset when things go wrong. From weapon to liability, and back again. For years, Sabalenka's serve was both sword and self-sabotage. On good days, it delivered free points in clusters, unreturnable bombs that left opponents flat-footed. On bad days, it unraveled completely, double faults piling up like unforced confessions of doubt. There were matches where her serve alone seemed to argue against her chances of greatness. Rather than denying the problem, Sabalenka confronted it head-on. She stripped the motion back, simplified it, and, perhaps most importantly, stopped trying to overpower the moment. The improvement was not overnight, but it was deliberate. Second serves gained margin. Tosses became more consistent. The panic that once crept into her service games was replaced by routine. The result is a serve that may no longer always steal the headlines, but wins matches. It is reliable under stress, resilient in long games, and good enough to let her baseline dominance do the rest. The mental shift behind the mechanics. What truly separates the current version of Sabalenka from her earlier self is not just fewer double faults, but fewer emotional freefalls. She has learned that intensity does not require chaos. The clenched fists are still there, the roar still echoes after big points, but there is space now between mistakes and meltdowns. This mental recalibration has transformed her matches at Grand Slam level. Where she once pressed harder after errors, she now breathes, resets, and trusts the process. Long rallies no longer feel like threats. Tight service games no longer spiral out of control. At Melbourne, where the heat tests patience as much as endurance, this evolution is especially valuable. The Australian Open does not reward the frantic. It rewards those who can survive momentum swings, late-night finishes, and the slow burn of two-week pressure. Sabalenka now looks built for exactly that kind of war. Power, refined. None of this refinement has dulled her edge. If anything, it has sharpened it. With a steadier serve and calmer mind, her ground strokes land with greater purpose. She chooses her moments to attack rather than swinging blindly at every opening. Opponents feel not just her power, but her presence. Backing her to win the Australian Open is no longer an act of faith in potential, it is a recognition of completeness. She has the physicality to dominate hard courts, the experience of deep slam runs, and now the discipline to close matches when nerves once interfered.